you're focused too much on the eyes, on the mouth, on some features, but you did not pay much attention to where the form turning, what's the relation of the proportion. In this lessons, I'm going to show you how to do the portrait, go through the few simple steps to get all the proportion and shape correctly before we're going into the painting stage. Let's start it. This step is very important. This step is making sure that you're going to get what you want to get at the end. Where's going to be the top? Where's going to be the chin, the bottom? Like say we're going to put the chin over here and maybe a little smaller. So at this step, you only need to notice the simplest shape. We're dividing the whole painting process in small steps. And each step, we only need to find the simple answer. I'm not quite sure yet, so I'm going to continue, give it a little more time and playing with it. So I also want to draw the little neck and draw a little bit of the shoulder and put a little hair over here. Again, this is only to confirm is my decision is good for me. After I put those things in, now I have to change it again because it looks like there's a lot of things on the right side, right? And not enough thing on the left side. And with the face in the middle over here, it seems like the face should move a little bit more to the left side. This side is a little bit too heavy. Take enough time to decide on the first thing first. Okay, now I'm going to move it a little bit more to the left side. Now we move a little bit more to the left hand side. Now I'm going to erase the old line. I think the composition is good. So we finished the first step. What's the next step? We need to check on the center line. See the center line like coming on this area, coming down, a little curve, coming down like this. You can look at the reference, draw a center line over there, or put a ruler at the center line. You can compare with the angle of the center line. I'm going to look at that again. And after this, what's the next step? The next step is even easier. We're going to measure the width of the face. I'm going to do it inside of the sideburn, not the outside hair, because the outside hair will get a little bit more out or in. It doesn't affect the likeness. Between inside the ear and to this side, inside the ear on the sideburn over here, compared to the height of the face. And this is very important. Before you can divide this into proportion, I'm going to use the longer one compared to the shorter. I use the longer with the height. Now I rotate it and compare to the width. I'm going to show you how I'm going to find the relationship. This part is only half of this part. So that means like if you are going to divide the whole height to be 2.5. The width is taking 1.5. So we find the relationship between the height and the width. So now we're going to take this, divide it into 1, 2.5. But I want to find out exactly they are correct. 1, 1. Oh, this need to be a little bit longer. 1 and 1, that's good, and half. Now I'm going to take this 1.5 become right over here. Now become the width. I'm going to rotate it and just perfect. This is a very important step. Now the next thing what I like to do is to find out, I think from here, from this part, is coming down to the chin, we can divide into 3. Which is I can see into 3. And 1, 2, and 3. And the forehead a little bit more than the other two. If you are following my portrait basics, from the hairline to the eyebrows, and the eyebrows to the bottom of the nose, bottom of the nose to the chin. It should be exactly the same. So I think this should be a little bit higher. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Supposed to be, but obviously now it's a little bit too much. Okay, that's good. 1, 2, and 3. Supposed to be same. But on her hairline is about here. And lift the forehead a little bit more when you're looking at the reference. And not everyone exactly the same. Her forehead a little bit more. So in this case, this would be the line for the eyebrows. And this would be the bottom of the nose. And usually the eye is about 1/3 from here to the nose. So this about this area that become the area for the eye. And this area will be the eye. From the nose to the chin, this is the mouth. And I can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can divide it 5. And from what I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the top over here, the upper part of the mouth, and the mouth taking about less than 2. And they become about this area is the mouth. And the chin a little bit more than the space of the mouth. So it would be something like this, a little triangle, roughly. Now we're going to come back to take a look at the width of the between this side and this side. I can see that I can divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4 and half. Why? Because her face tilted a little bit toward the left side. From here to there, I'm going to find out that the angle is exactly correct. I think the angle tilted a little bit this way. So that means, and the eyebrows, the line should be more on this side. And this is also very important to double check. And that means this eye can be a little bit lower, like that. And don't look into inside the eye details. We're not get to that step yet. Ended up have to start over if you change the location or anything. Okay, just do a little triangle and that's good enough. Now this is good. Now we find the two eyes. Now we also know the eyebrows is right over here. Okay, now we're looking at the nose. Because we already know the location of the eyes, we can use the eye to find the location of the nose. And this has become easy. It looks like a little bit coming up like this. I think it's a little bit wider than one eye space. So that's easy. From here, I also gonna locate corner of the mouth by using the nose. We use the eye distance to find the nose. And after we find the nose, like always from one thing to the other, always start from something that you already confirmed. The right side over here, there's not so much. It's only about here. Coming in here, here you go. That's the inside of the mouth. Like that. And this is the bottom border of the lower lip. Short line over here coming down like this. So now we connect it over here and then connect this side for the wing of the nose coming over here. Looking for the angle of that and coming in like this. And we find that line. This is good. Like inside of the face, we almost find all the locations. Before we move away from that, we also want to use something else, also double check. There's two nostrils about over here. And we also want to see if we draw the triangle like this way. And compare to the reference. Is that at the right angle between here and there? It looks like the nose actually a little bit too wide because I was looking at that angle a little bit too much like this. It's supposed to coming in a little bit. So this is something else we also need to double check on. Like this side of the nose over here should be like that. This side, I think the nose over here should going a little bit more toward the right hand side over here. And look at the corner over here, the eye. So we're going to come in the fine tune. And the corner of the eye probably just over here. So you can see the angle from the wing of the nose and coming up to the corner of the eye. Those are very important technique, double check, because when we move away, we more likely won't come back to this step. You can draw a little bit indication of the T. Don't overemphasize the T. Like that. Okay. A little bit. Now, let's go and finish the rest of the face. Now we already know this location. We want to look at the angle of the face over here. From the corner over here and coming up, the curved line is coming up like this. And then the hair is coming up like this. I think it's coming in a little bit and like this. Look at overall how is that area. It looked like just a straight line this way, right? And then over here, make a little curve over here. And now that's the bottom of the chin. Now coming back up like this. On this side, it's pretty easy. It's just coming out like this. This is the side bone. Now coming up and coming into the top. You almost can see that from here, smooth line coming up. We can see that the hair is a little bit higher than the hairline. Okay, that's good. Now we're looking at where's the ear. Eye line is curved like a little bit like this. And in this case, the top of the ear is right in this location. The bottom of the nose, if you draw a line like this through here, that's actually the location of the bottom of the ear. Coming down. Okay. And you can see from this line, you can coming down smoothly, you actually hit this area. So always connect with more than one connected together to double check the final location. And now coming in a little bit here like this, and that's just the neck. And then fine tune. And now we already know the chin. This is correct. Now we find the other ear. The other ear is right over here. It's also next to the eyebrows. So we're gonna come in this way, like that, and have a little shape over here. I think the forehead over here can come out a little bit more. Now double check on that, like this. I think it's coming a little bit more. So spend more time in the drawing step. It's very, very crucial. And look at the ear. I think the ear come out a little bit like this. So the top over here, so you need to correct it a little bit like this. And here you go. Now I add a little detail over here. And then inside there's another shape over here. Look like a half moon. Right there. And now you can come into, oh, okay, now I'm going to spend some time inside the eye. First, you have to know everything they are correctly related before you can come into the details. Now I'm going to come in over here. If you already know this is the location of the eye, and then you draw the eye, it just should be so easy and relaxing. Okay, now inside the eye like this. In the portrait, most of the thing is not about the painting. Most of the part is about in the drawing. Inside the iris, the pupil in the middle, and her little light shape around in the middle over here. That's one eye. That's another eye. Also looking at it as right in this location. Make it a little clean. Now the corner over here. Look at the angle of this triangle. What's the angle of the triangle? Okay, it looks good. The iris is right over here. the pupils right in the middle. Let's catch the shadow right over here. Like that. To catch the shadow right over here. Like this. Give a little attention to the eyebrows. Right over here. It's pretty thin, like that. And this side of the eyebrows, and it's about over here, like this. And notice this area has a shadow. This is actually a bit darker. And also here it has a little shadow. It's darker. So when we're doing the watercolor, we're making sure we represent those shapes. I think we're ready to do the painting. Making sure each step is solid and satisfied before you move on to the next step. If you're not a member yet, please come to join us. Let's enjoying art together. By the way, the magnified lamp giveaway is still going. If you have not entered it yet, please use the link in the descriptions. At the end of this month, we're gonna announce the winner. This giveaway provided by brighttechshop.com.